welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Toby. I'm a mom of 3, and today we will be talking about clues or tips on effective breastfeeding. For this particular topic, the CEO of Breastfeeding NG, Mrs. Mariam Sanot, is joining me. She's a lactation specialist. Also, Barrister Olutola, a great mom who has also recently given birth to her second child, will be sharing how she's coping with breastfeeding. So let's get right into it. Let's get to it. It's a very good idea to breastfeed your baby because of the benefit that comes with it for you and your baby. But please note this: you are still a wonderful mom if for any medical or any other reason you are not able to breastfeed your baby. The fact that you are not breastfeeding your baby does not make you less of a mom. So you have to get that. You are still a wonderful mom. You are good like that. As long as your baby is fine and you are okay, the most important thing is to make sure your baby is well fed. Important tips before I bring in my guest. For expectant moms, you have to prepare your breast before you give birth. Each time you are having a bath, you can just pull out your nipples, just pull it out. You have to prepare your breast because I had issues when I had my daughter. I didn't prepare my breast and she had issues latching for like 2 days before we finally got it right. So in order to avoid all those not able to latch and the problem, just prepare your breast, pull it out. Each time you're having a bath, you can just use Vaseline or something and just pull it out. Pull your nipples out so that your nipples will be ready for your baby. Then if you have just given birth, you have to be confident and be relaxed. Your baby will sense if you are ready for him or her, or if you are scared. That's the truth. If you feel anxious, just know that you are not alone. Breastfeeding does not come easily to everyone. Some have it easy, some don't. But in any situation, just know that you are not alone. Even if you don't lactate immediately, you just need to keep putting your baby at your breast. The more your baby tries to get the milk out, the more your body will sense the need to produce milk. So just keep at it and don't give up. Don't give up yet. Okay, so another tip is the fact that fluid is leaving your body. So you need to continuously replenish with lots of water. Replenish with lots of water. You have to take lots of water. Anywhere you are going, you can just fill your bottle and just have it and keep it close to you. When you are breastfeeding, when you are moving around, just hold your water and take lots of water. Okay, then you can also take lactation treats. Since you are going to need to munch on things like everything you just want to eat. So to avoid you eating things that are not necessary, you can just munch on lactation cookies that will help your milk flow. So then again, if you are having issues with lactation, please seek professional help. Talk to a lactation specialist and don't give up yet. Also, ask people around you to help you so that you can relax very well. When you are relaxed, you will be able your milk will flow. It will flow. And lastly, if you are going to go back to work, please introduce bottle to your baby on time. Don't wait till you are ready to resume. Just prepare your baby for the change. Let he or she get used to the bottle on time. And I would recommend some bottles that I know are close to the feel of breast, like mom bottles, like Dr. Brown. So just prepare them. Let them get used to it, and I'm sure you will be fine. Okay, so I'm going to bring in our lactation specialist, and after what she has for us, we'll continue from there.
Hi moms, good morning. My name is Mariam Sanot. I am the founder and CEO of Breastfeeding NG, a company entirely dedicated towards supporting breastfeeding moms on their journey. I was invited here, or should I say challenged here, by the CEO of Early Years Mother and Child. And, she asked me to talk about a topic that's very important to all breastfeeding moms. She asked me to talk about maintaining a good supply. I would say that Breastfeeding NG, one of the core reasons we exist is, to help moms maintain their supply, because, you can't breastfeed if you don't have milk supply. And it's a concern that a lot of moms have. It's a concern that I've come across with a whole lot of moms. And what I have found to be the major cause has been more of a lack of, reliable information on how to maintain a good supply. So in a few minutes, I'm just going to talk about 3 main things that you can do to maintain a good supply. Now, the first thing, and this is the most important thing in maintaining a good supply, is understanding how your body produces milk. It's very simple. Demand drives supply. As simple as that. The more you breastfeed your baby, the more you empty your breast, the more you stimulate your breast, the more your body produces. So I would even say that a lot of new moms, they send us DMs saying, oh, my baby's on the breast for 1 hour and he doesn't want to get off. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. He's stimulating your breast, and he's sending good messages to your body that he needs to produce more milk. So the more you breastfeed your baby, the more you empty your breast, either through pumping, rather. The more you pump or express, the more your body recognizes the fact that it needs to produce more milk. In fact, an empty breast fills up way faster than a full one. So my very first advice is to increase demand. It's very, very, very important. Now, when you're increasing demand, you also need to be sure that you are, latching your baby properly. Because if you have a poor latch, if your baby is not latched onto the breast properly, then that means that he's not going to be able to transfer milk properly. And if he's not transferring milk properly from the breast, it means the milk is just going to stay in your breast and it's not going to get emptied. And if the breast is not empty, your body doesn't, it doesn't get the message to produce more milk. So when you empty your breast, it's just like your generator. You're running your generator. When the fuel finishes, obviously, you get the message you need to refill it so that it can work. It's as simple as that. So the more you use up the milk, the more your body, tries to fill it up back. So if your baby is not latched onto the breast properly, then it's going to impede your supply. And the same goes for pumping. If you are not using a good pump that can empty your breast properly, then you're going to get the same thing, because it will mean that your breast is not being emptied as well. So, like I said, that's the very first thing I'm going. Now, the second thing, your body produces the most milk at night. There's a hormone responsible for milk production. It's called prolactin, and it's highest at night, in the middle of the night, between around 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. If you're a mom who pumps well, you would realize that you probably get more milk, from your pump around that time than throughout the day. So if you're not taking advantage of that, the more milk that your body's producing at night, then that's another thing that can impede your supply. Because you're basically telling it's going to affect your supply during the day as well. If at any time that you're not breastfeeding would affect the next time that you need to breastfeed. So we usually recommend for newborns, it's advised that they breastfeed as often as 2 to 3 hours every day. So if you're catching like 6 hours straight at night, then there's a very high possibility, because you've missed 2 sessions. There's a 2 to 3 sessions rather. There's a high possibility that, your supply during the day will dwindle as well. So even though I know that sleep is very important, invest in trying to breastfeed at night, especially for the first few weeks. Before once your supply is established, which usually happens around 6 weeks, then you can now start, you can have a routine where you can miss some night feeds. I still won't recommend to miss it entirely, but I understand exhaustion that comes with motherhood. So you can have a routine, and you understand your body better than most people will. So if you find that you can miss one session at night and it won't affect your supply, then by all means go for it, as long as your baby is being fed and you're okay as well. That's the most important thing. Now, the third thing that can help with your supply are galactagogues. Now, galactagogues are food products that have been used by moms over the years to help increase their supply, which is one thing that we do at Breastfeeding NG. So we use a mix of galactagogues, and then we've we've done the very nice thing of putting them into everyday treats that we all love. So things like cookies, granola, hot chocolate, they all contain galactagogues that can help to support your supply. So far, we've helped over thousands of moms. Thankfully, every day seeing messages saying Breastfeeding NG, thank you. It's very fulfilling. So I would advise that if you're trying to maintain a good supply, it won't be a bad idea to invest in a few galactagogues. And trust me, you even have most of these things at home. Things like oats, things like pap. Our mothers they are very smart. So when you deliver and they're asking you to take pap, trust me, it's no joke. It works. We don't know how, to be honest, but it works. Things like oats, things like pap, things like fennel, which is a spice that a lot of people used to cook. They help. They've been used by moms over the years, and moms have sworn by them to be able to help increase their supply. If you want to jazz up your diet with our cookies, granola, and hot chocolate, you can actually get them at Early Years Mother and Child. So I think I've come to the end of my video. So let me just summarize. So I said I was going to talk about 3 things that can help your supply. The first one I said was understanding how your body produces milk, the demand and supply cycle. The second thing is ensuring that you breastfeed at night. Very, very important. And then the third thing is, using galactagogues. And I hope that, this information is useful to moms. If you need additional help, please feel free to connect with us. You can join, or you can follow us on Instagram at Breastfeeding NG, or you can go to our website. We actually have a blog filled with helpful articles for moms. We even have one on increasing your supply. Our website is www.breastfeedingng.com/blog to head on to the blog directly. You can send us DMs if you need help, if you want to book a session with us, if you want us to help you through your breastfeeding challenges, then trust me, we're there for you as well. Yeah, so thank you and have a lovely day.
Now the more you express, the more you will get. If you are feeding every 2 to 3 hours and your baby is sleeping at the point of feeding, let me explain that. Maybe your routine is you are to feed your baby every 2-3 hours, and at the point you are supposed to be feeding your baby is sleeping, and you won't want to wake your baby up. You can just easily express the milk out at that particular time, so you don't send a wrong signal to your body that you don't need the supply, because you need to keep emptying your breast so that your body can produce more milk. So that was why in my last video I recommended that even if you are not planning to use a breast pump, you can just get the silicone pump, so that you can have it, and anytime you have issues like that, you can just express it out, bring the milk out, keep it for the period when you need to like dash out, rush somewhere, quickly go somewhere. You can just have the milk, someone else can feed your baby while you are away, especially in this COVID-19 era, that you won't want to be carrying your baby everywhere you go. So someone else can just feed your baby while you are out. So just make sure you're good. Now we'll quickly hear from Barrister Tola on how she has been coping with breastfeeding.
My name is Tola. I am a mother of two. My first child is 3 years old, while my second is 2 months old. I'm actually here today to discuss with you on how to cope with breastfeeding, especially when you're breastfeeding exclusively. That's 0 to 6 months of life, which is what is usually encouraged. So I know that many mothers would like to do this, but many of us found this challenging. I've been there, so I know about it. I remember when I had my first daughter, she couldn't latch on because I had inverted nipples. That means my nipples she was not able to suck it properly. And because of that, we had challenges. The first few days, the first few weeks, we had a lot of challenges. But what helped me was the fact that I was able to pump and then to feed the breast milk that I pumped. What I've realized is that most mothers usually, sometimes, but many, so I could actually say usually, encounter difficulties in the beginning days, the first 2, 3, 4 days, the first 1, 2, 3 weeks, and that is where the problem starts. And many mothers at that point give up. So I'm here to tell you today not to give up. I'm here to provide an alternative solution. Yes, the best practice is to breastfeed your child directly, but then to give yourself support and to actually make the 6-month exclusive breastfeeding a reality, it's sometimes advised to pump and breastfeed and to feed the child with expressed milk. So I am able to talk about this because I've been there, and currently I'll tell you what I'm able to gain. Firstly, it gives me a balanced life, so I'm able to accept help. For instance, I'm able to take naps, I'm able to sleep at night because I can express and someone else feed the baby while I'm sleeping. And in this particular scenario is my his grandmother taking care of him while I'm able to rest, and I'm able to come the next day bright and able to face the day because I'm able to because of the help that I've accepted and been able to accept. So that's one. Also, as a working mother, many times it's challenges when you have to resume back at work, and that is where pumping comes to place. You're able to pump and feed the child even when you're not around. So that means even while you're at work, the child is still taking breast milk instead of going out to formula because you have to resume at 3 months. So another advantage I see is the fact that you can actually have a U-time. Now, because at the beginning the baby is basically feeding all of the time, it's difficult to have your own time as a mother, and it takes a toll on us. And so that's another advantage that I see. Anyway, for me, I use the Medela breast pump. It's a double press pump that you can have it right here. It's Medela. It's an Andy pack. So I actually just finished expressing before I started this video, and I was able to do these 4 bottles in about 15 minutes. It's actually quite fast. If for me, when I go more than 15 minutes, just because I want to prompt my breast to produce more milk, but ordinarily in 15 minutes I'm able to conclude my breast pumping. Now it comes with a cooler. Now what this does is you are able to pump anywhere that you are, maybe at work, and then keep it, because this will have been frozen. You keep it. It can take 4 bottles at a time. You keep it, so it keeps your breast milk cool while you're transporting it probably from the office to your house. This is because actually, even while at work, if you really want to keep breastfeeding exclusively, you still have to pump. Take some minutes to pump at work. So it's an handy bag. You can see it. It's very handy. It comes with, so it uses light. So let me see. You plug it here. and then I use this to connect it to the bottles. You can also make use of battery. So for situation whereby you're not able to use light, it has a battery pack. So it has a battery pack that allows you to use it with batteries. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so that being said, so this is a Moderna double breast pump. There are other options really, because this is actually on the high end side. I find the most convenient and most useful for me because of the number of times that I actually pump. It's fast. It serves my own purpose, but there are other ones in the market out there. I actually got this from early years, and I got it from them 3 years ago. I remember it was in January 2017 when I had my first daughter in March 2017. I got this January 2017, some months before I had in preparation for her birth, and I used it for 6 months. I actually stopped using after 6 months because at that time it was no longer exclusive breastfeeding, so she only breastfeed when I'm around and all that. After I'd finished with my daughter, I just packed it up. And 2 months ago, when I had my son, I brought it out again and was able to use it. So that's one of the advantages. That's one of the plus. So for me, it's an investment. It's an investment that's paid off and it's still paying off. And I have early years to thank for that. So the long and short of all this is just to encourage us as new moms, is to tell you that you can do it. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's tasking. But we can actually breast exclusively for the first 6 months of a baby's life. And we have things to help us now. Yes, of course, you have to nurse your baby consistently in order to increase your yeah, that's another advantage I didn't mention. So pumping also helps to increase your output, because when you pump, you're able to make sure the breast is dried up. So it tells your body to reproduce another one. So that's another advantage. I forgot to mention that earlier. So I wish you all the best, and in this journey of motherhood. Yeah. See you.
You've heard from a mom that is breastfeeding currently, and you need to get help when you need one. Please get help. Like, ask for help. You can't do it all by yourself. Just ask for help when you need one. If you are pumping, use a good breast pump with good suction. Relax. You can do it. You can do it. Just try. You can do it. And lastly, please don't compare yourself with anyone. Your journey is different from theirs, and your bodies are not the same. Do what works for you and make you happy. That's the truth. If you try to breastfeed, you are not able to breastfeed, please just do what works for you. You just have to stick with what makes you happy. As long as you are happy, your baby is happy, then everybody is fine. A big thank you to my guests, the lactation specialist, Mrs. Mariam Sanot, and to Barrister Olutola. Thank you very much for joining us today. If this was helpful, please leave a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And for your baby needs, don't forget to visit our website www.les.ng. It will be linked down below in our description box. And for everything lactation, all your lactation treats, the wonderful lactation cookies, lactation hot chocolate, lactation granola, the lemonade from Breastfeeding NG, you can visit our website. I'll drop the link below. So please, I look forward to hearing. If you have any question, anything you want us to treat, please drop your comments. I will definitely answer them all, or invite our lactation specialist to answer them. So if you have any issues, please drop your comment. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.